Anyway, guys, it's a little bit off topic. So let's get into our first main topic here today, Rick. And our first topic is going to be the New Mutants. And at the Comic-Con at Home virtual event, the New Mutants released not only a new trailer, but they also released the first opening scene of the movie. And now, Rick, I don't know about you, but I thought this looked pretty great.
Oh, I thought it looked awesome.
I think it was the best look at this movie that we've gotten.
That first scene was really good. Very intense.
It was tense.
Very tense.
It was very tense, and I thought it was shot pretty good. I mean, it was kind of like predictable when the dad he's like, "Stay here,
Exactly.
I gotta go help," and you're just like, "Well, I know that guy's dead.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
I know
gone.
he's fucking dead." But so, I mean, a little bit predictable, but it obviously sets up the tragic past of our character. So whatever. And I'm assuming, I don't know if they showed it, but I'm assuming the demon bear destroyed her town. I don't know.
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of shit going down. It was pretty hectic. You'd almost think it was just like a tornado.
Yeah,
But
that's what I thought originally. But
right,
yeah.
But I mean, I think too. Well, let me backtrack 2 seconds. The one thing that we did learn out of this, which a lot of people were kind of surprised about, was that they're going to be sticking to their August 28th release date. So,
will they?
I know. Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
that's what they say. Both they say fingers crossed they're going to be coming out on the 28th, and they say they are going to be coming out on the 28th. Despite movies though like Tenet and Mulan, where they've just come out and outright said we're indefinitely delayed right now. They started with Warner Brothers with Tenet, for instance. They really wanted to stick to that, I think, July 17th release date, and that obviously wasn't going to happen, so they pushed it back 2 weeks or whatever. But then they realized that wasn't going to happen, so then their next move, instead of just playing phone tag with release dates, essentially, they just said we're delayed indefinitely. Mulan followed suit with that because they've been pretty much sharing the weekend release. Different audiences, so they're both going to do fine. But despite those movies being just delayed indefinitely, Disney with New Mutants is deciding to just stick to that release date. And I have a bit of a theory, and I think I want to hear your thoughts on it, Rick, as to why they might be doing that. The kind of benefits I think that Disney will have by sticking to that August 28th release date. Now, follow me here for a minute. Assume that there's 5,000 theaters, total pre-pandemic worldwide. There's 5,000 theaters. Let's say, come the 28th, only 1,000 of them are open. New Mutants is going to be the only game in town.
Literally, it's going to be the only movie.
The only game in town is going to be New Mutants. So a movie that Disney has essentially had to shell out, finance charges for the past 3 years. Essentially, this movie was supposed to come out back in 2018, so they would have gone into production on this movie in 2016, 2017. They probably would have started borrowing money to get this movie made. Right? What a lot of people don't understand is the studios don't just have $150 million just that they can just pull out of their pocket and say, "Go make a movie, man." They don't. That's not how it works. They have to borrow the money from banks just like anybody else. But when you're trying to get $200 million together to finance something, so they've essentially been accruing. I mean, I don't know what the exact financial statistics and interest charges on this loan they would have had would be, but this would have been these charges they've been paying for this movie essentially for the past 3 years. And they've shown zero return on this movie.
Yeah.
So, and despite a lot of people this article here on Deadline even is saying it's not heading to Disney Plus. It's well, it can't go to Disney Plus, not just because they need to make money. It's because the studios are in a release contract with NATO, which is the North American Theater Owners Association or whatever. Not the other NATO, not the NATO you're thinking of, not the military related NATO.
Gonna say what?
Not that one. It's North American Theater Owners. It's just imagine a union for the theater owners and the theater companies is pretty much what it is. But they have contracts with them. Just when their movies come out, they have to be released in theater because it's a mutually beneficial system with the studios and the theaters. They both make money. I mean, that's just the most simplest terms I can put it in. If the movies don't go to theaters, then obviously the theaters ain't going to make no money. And if the movies don't go to theaters, then the studios ain't gonna make no money because I don't remember any movie that's came out on VOD that's ever made $1 billion. And that's what people ever seem to think about is like, well, why don't we just release everything on streaming? And Endgame doesn't make 2.5 billion or $3 billion, whatever the hell they ended with. You put that on streaming, they ain't gonna get $3 billion out of that movie.
No,
It's never gonna happen, like at all. But so the Disney essentially though has been paying for this thing for 3 years now, whatever. So my theory though, like I said, is not only are they gonna be the only game in town if 1,000 of 5,000 theaters are open, but dude, they just need to get this thing out.
Oh yeah,
Like they've been having
been
to shell
years.
out like the money for this thing for 3 years. So whether or not it's fully paid off or whatever, like I don't know any of that sort of stuff. But despite that, be like their like loans to get the movie made being paid off or not, like they have shown zero return on this thing. So like they 150, $200 million, whatever it may be, like they need to get some money back from this, and it's just something that they're never gonna get back if they just dump it on Disney Plus because there's no way that even if they were to put it on VOD, so you have to pay for it first before dropping it on Disney Plus, like they're not gonna make any money from it. Like them
Yeah.
maybe make $100 million, maybe that's like wishful thinking,
Sure.
So like I don't know. And then dropping a movie like New Mutants isn't gonna make more people subscribe to Disney Plus. Like it's just not how it works. Like, not with a movie like that. Like, people signed up for Disney Plus initially because of The Mandalorian. That's why most people signed up for Disney Plus, I'd probably be confident to say.
Oh yeah,
And then, like,
absolutely.
obviously the library for Disney Plus for, like, more family-oriented content and people just,
A lot of
thinking about
classics.
that. Yeah. But their big draw was The Mandalorian, which has kind of been their problem over the past, I don't know, year. It's almost been a year. I don't remember when Disney
Yeah.
Plus came out, but when that's all they've had was The Mandalorian. Like they've had some other smaller shows, but like I feel like they should have released with one of the Marvel shows, like a couple months, like right after Mandalorian ended. They should have been like, hold on to your horses because we got another one in 1 month. The Falcon and Winter Soldier series comes out. But everyone's just been kind of sitting on their thumbs.
Yeah.
There's just been nothing to do there besides rewatch Mandalorian. You can only do that so many times.
Pretty
So,
good, but yeah.
I mean, it's good, but I mean, honestly, I only watched it once. I never even went back to
I haven't
watch it
watched.
again
I've
myself.
watched a couple episodes, like again, but
Yeah, I didn't. Like, I don't know. I just didn't feel the need to. I feel like they were so short. Like, which was another thing I was kind of bummed about with that.
yeah, you think like hour episodes?
I was hoping for hour long. But I mean, that's irrelevant. I just think I'm excited for this New Mutants thing though, and I was never excited about it. I was gonna watch it. I was obviously always gonna watch it because like I like Marvel. I like
It's what you into.
I like X-Men. I like that shit. Like I'm gonna watch it no matter what. But I never really cared. I never really had any plans to go watch it in theaters. Like I never really did. But after seeing this trailer, I hope it does come out on August 28th now because I'm assuming it's safe and there's no health first kind of thing. But I would like to go actually.
It's coming up soon. I mean, it's like
It is
literally like a month from now.
yeah, almost a month to the day. So which that kind of doesn't have me very confident, and we're not going to be able to turn up the current climate out there. We're not going to be able to turn that shit around in a month. If we could, that would have happened 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's wishful thinking, but I mean, the sooner this movie comes out there, the better because they can't afford to push this thing back to like 2021, like because that was the other thing, like with
That-
Tenet and Mulan, like they were trying to get it out, so they were just pushing it back like little by little, and they just decided, just recently within the past like couple weeks or month or whatever it was, that they're just going to indefinitely delay it now because they don't want to keep playing, phone tag or whatever. They don't want to schedule the stuff and just keep pushing it back. So it's better just to wait till they have a more clean cut idea of when this thing is going to come out, and then they'll slate a release date for it.
What a
There's been,
shitty
like,
situation for movies in general.
dude, it's terrible. We essentially Hollywood has essentially lost an entire year.
Yeah.
They've because there's like A Quiet Place 2 that just got pushed back. I think they just pushed that back to 2021. Uh, as soon as the pandemic hit, Universal pushed back Fast 9 till 2021. They didn't even mess around with,
We ain't messing
yeah,
around.
they just pushed straight back to 2021. Like, Black Widow was supposed to come out in, like, April or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, Eternals was supposed to come out in, like, November, December this like, none of these movies are coming out.
No.
Like, and that's the thing, like I was saying, like, they need these movies to go to theaters to make the money back that they paid to make these movies. So, like, they've essentially every studio has spent hundreds of millions of dollars making all these movies in the past couple of years to come out this year, and they can't.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't even for one, I can't even imagine having the opportunity to have, like, $100 million, but I can't imagine having $100 million and then spending that $100 million expecting some sort of return, and, you know, it's been in New Mutants case for, like, 3 years now.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine, like, "Sure, I'll give you $100 million. Hold on, guys, I'm not gonna be able to pay you back, though, until probably 2021,
Yeah,
alright?
yeah.
It's gonna be about 3, 4 years before I can pay you back." Like, I don't think a lot of people would sign up for that.
No,
So it's just yeah,
it wouldn't.
it's crazy, dude. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this movie, and the only other thing I gotta say is the fact that they are sticking to, because we kinda touched on this before in some capacity, like, they have a contract to release this movie in theaters, right, with, like, the Theater Owners Association and whatnot. And the fact that they haven't gone and sort of I mean, despite the fact that, like I said, they need to make money on this thing, Disney could have went and just, paid off the theaters just to get this thing out so they don't have to worry about it anymore, right?
Yeah.
Because like, it was supposed to come out in 2018. It's been already just from release pushed back 2 years. They've probably been paying on it for 3 or 4 at this point, depending on when they went in production and blah, blah, blah. So, the fact that they have actually been trying to get this thing into theaters makes me believe and at least hope that it's not dog shit.
Yeah.
And, like, because if it was a dog shit movie,
That would be really bad.
well, no, like, if it was bad, like, I don't think Disney would spend as much, like, effort and put as much time into, like, trying to get this thing in
No.
other than greed, like, yeah, because they need to make money. We've established that,
They
but I mean,
obviously believe in the movie a little bit.
they'd have to.
like,
Yeah, they would have to because they wouldn't go through all this extra effort because it costs them money to cut these trailers. It costs them money to do the Comic-Con at home virtual event to get the people to do the panel and do all like it costs them money. I mean, all that is marketing, and people always forget about the marketing cost of these movies. And like, I don't think like since like I said, they haven't had any fucking return on this movie in 3 years. They're still pumping money into it to some capacity, whether it's just a couple million here or there for marketing. Like they're still choosing to pay to market this movie, to
Yeah.
get it in theaters, rather than just cutting a deal with the theater owners to say, "Hey, we need to just get this on streaming." Like, I can't I wanna cut our ties with this. We don't think it's good, and we don't think it's gonna make money, so we're just gonna put it on, Disney Plus or whatever, and then pay them off, you know? The fact they haven't done that makes me hope that the movie can be remotely as good as I thought that trailer was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We can only hope. I mean,
I
it's
don't
just
know.
a shitty situation in general.
It is, because I mean, you thought the trailer was great too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, that's the thing, and that's why I bring that up too, is because like, his trailers can be very deceiving. The job of a trailer is, to make you excited about the movie. It's trying to sell you the idea
Rope
of
you
the
into
movie, you
it.
know what I mean? Yeah, it's marketing, right? And I've been scorned by good trailers over and over and over again, namely with the Transformers franchise. All those trailers rather are awesome. Like, you can go and watch the Transformers trailers and, like, they're great. You go and watch the movies and you kinda wanna die, because especially if you're a Transformers fan, they're just garbage movies. Like, no offense to anybody who likes them, everyone has their own thing, but, like,
No, they're bad.
they suck. Every movie
Yeah.
other than the first Transformers movie sucks, and Bumblebee. Bumblebee was actually good. But any other of the Michael Bay movies post Transformers
Oh,
1,
they're awful.
terrible movies. They look great.
Yeah, the visuals are great.
It's
but-
style over substance with those movies, man, like 100%. It's like and quantity or quality over, quantity, right? They don't adhere to that. They just say more explosions,
Yeah,
like more explosions,
fights.
and more stupid, crappy dialogue,
Megan Fox.
yeah, sex jokes and
Yeah.
dick jokes and, like, that's the Transformers, right? That's what you remember from a kid. Like, no, like,
No.
That's not what the Transformers are, man. Like, but anyways, guys, sounds like we both think this movie looks pretty good after the trailer. So I guess the question here is, what do you guys think? Are you guys looking forward to the New Mutants? Maybe fingers crossed coming out on August 28th. If it does, are you gonna maybe even go to the theater or not? Because I mean, I know in a lot of places it's probably not the best idea. Some places probably better than others. I don't know. Just let us know down in the comment section below, and just let us hear your thoughts. Let us hear your thoughts.